The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, my name is Louise and I'm on the Socrates support desk, as some of you might remember me. I am just doing a really short video on the cycle of care with lab mapping. It's only going to be a very short video. Basically, in a previous webinar I did a few weeks ago for the Socrates Lunch and Learn, I did a webinar on the cycle of care for diabetes, asthma, etc. So the diabetes one is just what I'm going to show you here now. Is I said in the video that it wasn't possible to have your lab messages automatically going into the patient's chart. So in the latest version, which is version 2.6.0.1, in that version, it won't automatically remember your mapping, but we can get it to remember your mapping. So I'll just show you it here now. So I'm just going to just open up Socrates here. It is here, right. So I'm just going to go into a diabetic patient. So consultation, diabetic, and I'm going to go into diabetes 2. So as you all know, when a diabetic patient comes in for their cycle of care, what you do is you add in your cycle of care visit, and then over the following days you wait for your blood results to come back to go into the patient's chart. So labs, as I was saying before, they have loads of different names in different labs for different things, and they change the naming of it, the blood result, every so often, and it just makes life a bit awkward for people when that happens. So in this one here, some blood results will match up automatically because my Socrates recognizes the name of it, but in other surgeries, they won't recognize the name of it. So under the cycle of care section, care protocol, cycle of care, I'm going to add in a visit. So add a visit. So this person's already had an annual visit in their cycle of care year because I know they're for December. So if I go to, first of all, I have to begin a consultation. And then I go to diabetic and I have my annual visit. This is going to be a follow-up visit. And it'll tell me my diabetic year is from the 2nd of the 12th, 2017 to the 1st of the 12th, 2018. So I know I'm in diabetic year of that time period. So I say okay to that. And as you can see, there was blood results already in this particular patient's chart. For this example, I brought some in. So it's automatically matched up with total cholesterol for the 30th of the 8th, 2018 lab result. So other ones here, the mandatory fields for this one here. So the LDL cholesterol hasn't matched up automatically, and I know that I actually have one in there. So when I click on this button here, the 3 dots, it's looking for the word LDL cholesterol, but I know my one is actually called searching for LDL cholesterol. But I know that in this example, my one is actually called cholesterol LDL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for it, which I've just done there. Click to search. I'm going to double click on this one here called cholesterol LDL 2 points. That's the result there. And at this moment in time, it's coming up with a message saying, would you like to remember this selection for next time? And I'm going to say yes to that. So what that means is whenever anyone else does a cycle of care in any other chart, it will automatically match up with this one here called cholesterol LDL, and it will stay like that until the lab might decide to change it again and change it back to LDL cholesterol rather than cholesterol LDL. So if I say yes to that, that means now it's going to match up to that one for any other results that are downloaded. It'll automatically go into the cycle of care. So say, for example, this HbA1c result, I just know in this particular example, I don't actually have any for HbA1c results. I'm going to just accidentally match it up with cholesterol. So I double click on that, and then it comes up saying, would you like to remember this selection for next time? And I've said yes to that. And then I realized, well, that's a mistake. Whoopsie. You can undo that basically. So under HbA1c results, I'm going to click on this button here with the 3 dots to the right of it again. And I'm going to go to configure. So this is kind of telling you how it normally matches up results. So it searches for code, this one here. So every kind of lab name should have a particular code. but they don't. Some labs would use that code, some others don't. So then it will look for the one for HbA1c result, but I couldn't find that. So down here is I've matched it up with the cholesterol one by accident. So I can undo that by clicking on the red X to the right of that. And it goes, remove this from the search list, and then you say yes to that. And then close that and X out of that. So it's not going to remember that result anymore. It's going to, you have to rematch it up with the correct one. So that's pretty much it, really. I kind of just wanted to point that out because people are going to find that extremely useful, and it will make submitting your cycle of cares a lot quicker. And for people that haven't been doing the cycle of care, I'd suggest you start using it because you submit them, you're going to get paid for them. So under the website, under the YouTube website, we added some webinars there a few weeks ago for the cycle of care. So if you go to youtube.com, and if you search for Socrates Lunch and Learn, you'll see the webinars in there. So one of them is called Cycle of Care. So that's the main basic one that you would need to watch to start using the Cycle of Care section. So that's perfect. That's all I wanted to say.